up, guys? This is Marky from Mark Graphics Design Company, and welcome to our YouTube channel. So today we're going to complete on working with variables in Adobe Photoshop. In case you've not watched my first video on text replacement, you can go to the link in the description and then watch it. It's very detailed on how we go about text replacement in Adobe Photoshop using variables. So let's jump straight into the task of the day, and we have a template. I made this sample card for Mark Graphics Design Company. It's not our official card, it's actually for the purpose of this tutorial. So we have our data in Microsoft Excel. So what you'll be doing with the name is text replacement. Same thing applies to the title, but for the picture we're going to use pixel replacement. So when it comes to naming your image files, make sure that the name and the file extension are correct and they match the naming of the images. So if it's Calvin Skinaro file extension JPG, that is what should be in your Excel document. Make sure that everything is accurate. You don't need to add a space between the name and the file extension. Just write it as it is. And then for the badge, we are doing visibility control, and the values for visibility control are you can only use true or false to determine whether that object or layer is going to be visible in Adobe Photoshop or not. And maybe before we continue, there's also something that I should mention about the pixels or the image that we are using. If I use this as a smart object, you can see that I have flattened the image in my layers. That is flattened. So in case I import my data with the image which is being changed, it may not work. So the best thing you can do, just if it's a smart object, right click on the image and rasterize the image. But since it's already a raster, there is no need of doing it once more. And the same thing applies to the badge, this one. So I just combined the badge and the text below it to form one thing, and then I merged the two and flattened them. Sorry, not flattened, but rasterized them so that it will be able to be changed. So you may not be able to work with smart objects. So the next thing that we're going to do is make sure that our data is entered well. We say that don't leave blanks when you're working with this spreadsheet. So the column heading, keep it as simple as you can so that you don't forget what you've used. Remember last time we said you save your data as a text document, but the tab delimited. So you go to save as, you select the folder and make sure that your work is in the same folder. So we go for text tab delimited. Once your data is ready, close Excel because it's not going to work with your Excel document open. So the next thing that we are going to do is define the variables. So we go to image, variables, and then define. So we're going to start here. So the first thing that we'll be doing is changing the name. And the name, let me just open the document once more so that I can show you how to label your work. When we come to the name, make sure that what is in the column heading right here, let me just copy it for you. What is in that column heading is what you will use here. You can see I had done it previously, so you just paste it to make sure that it matches your data set to avoid errors, and that is under text replacement. The next one is the title. It's the same thing, the title. Make sure that this name matches what is in the column heading for that column. Make sure that it matches. The next thing that we'll be doing is changing the image, that is the picture. So when you go to picture, we are doing pixel replacement, and the column heading for that one is picture 2. So you can copy this just to be sure that you don't make any error, and then paste it there. You can choose, there are different options of alignment. You can choose fit, fill, or placing the image as it is, or conform. And if you go to fit, you'll see that it will resize the image to fit within the bounding box, while it preserves the proportions of that image. When you go for the fill option, it will resize your image to fill the boundary box while preserving the proportions, but it may overlap edges in one dimension as is. This just preserves the details of your image without changing anything. But when you come to conform, this method resizes the image to fill the bounding box, and it may not preserve the original properties. So for this one, I'm going to use fit, because I've not put all my images in the same size. My images, as you can see, kind of different, so they are not all in the same size. So the best option for me would be a fit. So assuming that all images were same size as this one, then I'll just go for the fill option, and when you go for the fill option, if you're using the fill option and you check or select the clip to bounding box, this may make sure that anything that is outside the bounding box will be kind of cropped out. But I said for this one, I'm going to use the fit option. So let's check whether we have all our variables defined. The badge, what will we be doing with the badge? So this badge right here, we want it to appear on some cards, and also for it not to appear on other cards. So we are doing visibility control, and the column heading for badge is badge. That is what we're going to write here, badge. Yeah, and I think we're done. So we have the badge, we have the title, the name, and the picture. So let's go to the next. That is done, and hit next. So the next step is importing your data. So go to import. Make sure that okay, you can use the first column for dataset names, or replace existing datasets. So assuming that you have this option off and you're saving your work, instead of your documents or files having a name, the name of that person, or the name which is in the first column in your Excel document, they will be named in this manner: dataset 1, dataset 2, dataset 3, and that will make it so hard for you to find a particular document. So to avoid that, just make sure that this option is checked, so that Photoshop will read from Excel the first name, or what is in the first column will be used as the heading or the title of your documents. So go to select file. I'm going to choose that one. Yeah, that is my document, the text document. Just select it, and encoding, leave encoding as automatic. You don't have to change anything with encoding, and hit OK. In order to export these as a PSD files, as I said in the earlier video on text replacement, you're going to File, Export, and then export dataset as files. So we're going to select a folder, the folder which contains our other files. You can see the name example. This one will be template underscore then Calvin Skinaro. We don't want that. We just want the name. So from these drop down lists here, for the document name, just select none. We don't want to use that underscore in our file name, so just leave the dataset name only to be used as the name of that file. And then we're not saving for Mac on Windows, but in case you want a version that is compatible with Mac, you can check this option, but for now we don't need that. In datasets, you can select a few, maybe one of them, but we want to export everything, so we're going for export all datasets. And remember, with the folder selected, just click OK and let Photoshop do the job. Let's go to the folder and see what we have. So you can see we have the Photoshop files for that data. So we want to process image files for these cards. Let's go back to our Photoshop and then go to File, Scripts, Image Processor. In Image Processor, we're going to select a folder. We said it's the same folder. Make sure it's the same folder that contains the rest of your work, and then hit OK. Location, leave it as save in same location. File type, by default it's selected to JPEG. You can adjust the quality. Maybe I can choose a lower quality so that it just saves fast. We don't want to save as PSD because we've already done that. So the next thing we're going to do is hit run. Can see that an extra folder has been created for your images or in image files. So you can separate these files. We are only interested in the cards. I actually don't know why Photoshop 2019 is separating the image and the cards and saving them differently. I think that should not be the case, but I'll also give it a try on Photoshop 2020. So let's see whether everything has been effected. So in this card we have Calvin's brand ambassador. He has the badge on. Mine does not have the badge, so visibility control worked for that. And then text replacement and pixel replacement is perfect. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that you've learned a lot from it, and if you have any question on anything about variables, you can type it under the comment section. I'll be able to respond. And also, if there's something that is problematic generally in Adobe Photoshop which you also wish to learn, you can send a request also to me and I'll do a tutorial of the same. So let us keep designing. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more updates, like and share with your friends too. Have a good day.